assaults. The first one we had was early this morning, just after 1 a.m. We had a woman that was got dropped off at an apartment building in the 900 block of North Duluth Avenue. As she was walking from the vehicle to the building, there was a guy that was out front, and then he made some comment and threatened her and then pulled out a gun. She ended up going inside and then calling police. We found him nearby. Turns out the gun was actually a BB gun, but he was arrested for aggravated assault and obstruction. He didn't try to take anything from her. He just basically threatened her, and we're not really sure why.
What time was that?
That was about 1 a.m. Yep. His last name is Track, T-R-A-C-K. First is Dustin, D-U-S-T-I-N. Middle is Leroy, L-E-R-O-Y, and he's 34 from Sioux Falls.
Well, what were his charges?
Aggravated assault and obstruction.
Was that BB gun loaded at all?
You know, I didn't say if the BB gun was loaded.
You said you didn't try to take anything?
No, I didn't ask for anything, didn't try to take anything, just basically just threatened her with that, and then she ran inside, and then he walked away. The others got quite a few domestics in there. Really no arrests that were made, but there's a lot of reports to get follow up on. But the vast majority of the other aggravated assaults are domestics, but there was no serious injuries from those. It was mostly threats on those and some strangulation cases. The assaults listed were all simple assaults. The burglaries, nothing real big from those either. Had a couple of storage units that were entered, a couple of businesses, garage, nothing real high dollar was taken. The disorderly conducts, most of those are trespassings. Had a few other reports in there, but nothing big. The embezzlement was a car that was loaned out. The family dispute and offenses were protection order violations, and then a couple other reports in there. Frauds, most of those are credit cards and ID thefts. Some other lost property was in there as well. Larcenies and narcotics, I didn't have a chance to get through all of those. Didn't hear of anything big. Both rapes were reports, no arrests on those. The robberies, we had 2 robberies. The first one happened Monday afternoon, and that was in the 300 block of South Lowell Avenue. We had our suspect was inside an apartment with a woman that he knows, and there was basically a dispute over, he thought that she owed him some money, and she didn't think that was the case. A friend of his showed up, and he ended up grabbing a Roku and tried to take a DVD player from the apartment. He ended up pushing her down and then left with that. No injuries from that. And then it was a short time after that, they had a description of the car of the suspect, or that the suspect was in, and we had an officer that found a car that matched that description, and that was parked. It turns out that car had been stolen. The suspect was inside. He had said he got picked up by some friends, and so he didn't have any knowledge that it was stolen and wasn't driving it. But he was arrested for the robbery, theft, and then they found a small amount of meth, and so he was charged with the controlled substance as well.
There's a small amount of that.
Just a residue, basically, trace amount.
What time did you say
That was probably about 2:30 Monday afternoon, p.m. Yeah, afternoon. Duh.
Where was he arrested at?
And let's see, he was. It was in the 2200 block of East 18th Street.
Did you have to say anything?
Yep. His last name is Teague, T-E-A-G-U-E. First is Rayvon, R-A-Y-V-O-N. I just have a middle initial of L, and he's 33 from Sioux Falls. The other robbery, that was basically, we have just a report at this point in time. The victim was intoxicated and had quite a few different versions of the story, so a lot of things didn't make sense, so we'll wait till she sobers up and then hopefully get a few more details. So things, and there were some other people that were there and things weren't matching up with what the victim said and what some of the witnesses said as well. The sex offenses, those are all reports, no arrests out of those. The simple assaults had quite a few of them, but almost all of those are domestics, no serious injuries from those. There's a bunch of unattended deaths, but nothing suspicious from any of them. And vandalisms, I didn't have a chance to get to those. And then the weapons violation, that was basically an accidental discharge. Had a guy that was cleaning a firearm. It was a few days ago. I'm not sure why there was a delay in the report on that, but as he was in the process of cleaning it, the gun went off. So no injuries with that, and it was inside his house. That's really all I have, unless you guys have anything else.
With a lot of people staying indoors, you guys get a lot of kind of those domestic calls, kind of like this one.
Yeah, I mean, domestics are one of the things that they happen throughout the year. There's not really a time when there's probably going to be more of them, but that being said, with the stretch of cold weather, there's probably maybe a little bit of an increase in that just because people are cooped up together and they're not able to get outside and, kind of distance themselves from each other. So sometimes things happen and people end up in some type of domestic situation. So it's, but the numbers are really fairly consistent throughout the year. Anything else? Nothing. All right. Thanks. Have a good day.